Morning, soon to be afternoon, as day 2 of BronyCan has officially begun. We're now on our way towards the Fraser room for the first event of today, and later some real stuff's gonna go down because Andrew Francis and Nicole Oliver are here. Yes. First off, I think panel with Andrew as well. Panel with Andrew before, hopefully, my Nicole Oliver autograph. So, let's see what comes up.
Time this weekend. That's good to hear. That means I'm doing my job well.
Yes.
So tonight, or well, I guess today, because it's not night anymore. Sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained this morning. It was a long evening. Today we're going to be going over how to make a likable OC, or rather, how not to make a bad character. I prefer the first one, but some people like the former, or the latter, whatever. See, I'm really out of it. However, I'm fairly good at this, so let's see if we can get going. So there's multiple things required for making a good OC, and the very first one is your aesthetics. And we'll be covering the aesthetics fairly quickly. You also need personality, backstory, and of course, a decent name. Because it doesn't matter how great your character is, if it is Rainbow_211, you're a bad person. And the Flim Flam Brothers have the best name ever. So for aesthetics, our very first thing is going to be colors. And when designing an OC, especially with ponies, you always want a good aesthetic persona. And the key part of that is finding a palette that works. And without a color palette that works, your character's not going to be very eye-grabbing. The very first thing a person sees when looking at a character is their colors. If your palette is too drab, if it's too poorly put together, if it's not very good, it's not going to work. Now the two characters I've chosen here both have excellent color palettes for two different reasons. Our very first character, I'm not even sure what her name is. I'm going to call her Glasses Pone, because she's kind of a nerd. I like it. She's got a very bright primary color, very, 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 very tame accent. Her mane is blonde, but at the same time, she has a little bit of that twist in the tail. And she's got a few small accents. What makes her a good character, or at least color-wise, mostly it has to do with how well the two primary colors mesh. So you have a very bright main color. And when you look at it, it accents well with the bright body color. And the reason that is when you have a very earthy tone like brown or beige, it's very hard to get those to work well with bright colors like gold or blonde. In her case, the creator went with tan, a very, very bright, almost orange tan. And the deal with that is it doesn't overpower the main color, as in her main is never ignored, it's never too bright. I see a lot of OCs with neon green or even a pale green. If you don't have a decent accent color, it doesn't work. With a main, you can't let your color overpower that. It's terrible. With our second pone, I believe his name is Golden Gavel, if the card game is to be remembered. He is very, very muted in comparison. But that doesn't make him a bad character or a poor color palette. It actually makes him more distinct, because in the world of ponies, you have two types of pony. You have the bright, standouty pony, like, say, I don't know, Pinkie Pie. But then you have more earthen color characters that kind of sit in the background. None of our main characters fall into that, unfortunately. But characters like Golden Gavel, the Sofas and Quill guy from, I can't remember what episode it is, but everyone remembers Sofas and Quill guy. Octavia.
Maud.
Yeah, Maud's a good, actually Maud is a really good one to point out muted colors, because she's pink and gray, but she's such a muted tone of pink that the gray works really well with it. That isn't to say that her character's amazing. I mean, she's fairly bland as a character goes, but I think that was the point. Next example is probably my favorite. This is Cloud Chaser. If you play the card game, you hate Cloud Chaser with a passion, or you love her. If you don't play the card game, you look at her and you immediately go, wow, she has a snazzy haircut. Yeah, you really like her mane. The issue I see with a lot of OCs is when you do two-tone manes that are supposed to be like frosted tips or like tie-dye or something, you always see people choosing very poor color combinations in the mane. Here we have, her primary color is actually a teal with white highlights. Now the teal blends beautifully with the pale purple that she normally is. And her eye color is muted enough that it doesn't pop out and try to overpower the eyes. And that's something I see happening a lot as well, is people will choose really bright eye colors because they're catching, but then they'll also choose a really bright mane color because it'll catch your attention, and then a muted palette for the body. And what you wind up getting is a jumbled mess of bright colors on the face, and then just a bland pile of pony. With Cloud Chaser in specifically, her mane is done in such a wonderful style. Looking at her aesthetically, you immediately go, oh, she's kind of a punky, snazzy, maybe even a cheerleader type. You just immediately draw that just from the mane and the way she presents herself. That is how you do a good aesthetic color combination. Is if you can immediately get something across with very little effort, without having to say anything or do anything, character is fine. Yeah, little guy in the front.
After this, are we gonna like get paper and like draw?
No, it's mostly just gonna be me rambling on about why people are bad at making characters. And this is coming from someone who's been a writer and an artist for like 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 8 years now. I've been drawing since I was like 12, and I've been writing since I was 10. And while I don't have a college education, I have done nothing but write for almost 3 years now, and I've done nothing but art for 3 years now. So at this point, I've just been, how do I make something look good? Does it look good? It looks good? Yeah, everyone's happy.
Because in our hotel room, we don't have lots of colors to work with. All we have to draw with is a lot of big pieces of paper and a pen. Actually,
a thing you can do with pen, just as this is totally aside from the OC thing. When you are doing pen, never do a solid sketch line with pen, because when you do a solid sketch line with pen, it looks very bland and flat. Most pen work, when you're just using like a ballpoint pen, you actually want to go for a much more sketchy style, because you'll generally be working with black or blue, and those colors pop really well against the white with fine lines. But they don't do well for creating an overall picture. So when you do a number of fine lines together, you get kind of a thick, messy, but still artistically pleasing look. And then back to the ponies. Sorry for that little divergence there. Probably a fan favorite is Aloe and Lotus.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to point out is these characters would not work if their manes were done in a different style. And my point out on this is they do have nice accent colors, but the way they're stylized with high accents on the eyes, If their manes came up over their faces, it would just completely ruin it. So when they designed the spa ponies, they decided to go out and throw just a white band on top. And what that did is that created a small break between the pale mane and the bright body, or in Lotus's case, the bright mane and the pale body. I think that's Lotus. I may have just messed that up. I'm really bad with background characters. When you design a character, I'm actually going to cover this a little bit more in a bit. I'll cover that when I get to clothing.
Yep. Alright, well, yeah, let's go. This is mostly about Generation 4, so it's not like beating a dead pony panel last year where it was mostly about Generations 1 through 3. I do like when people pay homage to the past. It's just, I give it 6 slides. I give it enough lip service to cover what I have to say, and that's about it. Because I just prefer Generation 4 for right now. Like Generation 5, which will come eventually. So I might as well start off writing toys. Now, it was started by Bonner Zachlio, and by the way, if you have any questions, yell, scream, chuck stuff at me, anything to get my attention. No, don't chuck Luna at me, she'll be really angry at you. And I can't say exactly what I want to say because I think it should go. There's probably pieces missing. You're like, you missed this, you missed this. Yes, I have to edit it for time, so I only got an hour and a half, unfortunately. I could probably talk for 4 hours.
Only an hour and a half.
Only an hour and a half. But no, it's created by illustrator Bonnie Zachlio. It started off as My Pretty Pony, and they were 10 inches tall. But since they were made of porcelain, they weren't very good kids toys because, you know, kids, broken glass, not a good combination. They started production and they were introduced by Hasbro in 1981. It was renamed My Little Pony after they sold the last ones out in 1983 when they renamed them. Now the My Pretty Pony toys sold out. They never produced them anymore. You still find them on eBay, but 2 months ago when I was looking, it was about $8,000 for My Pretty Pony toy still in the box. And if it's, well, it was still in the box, but it wasn't sealed. If it was sealed in the box, it's probably double that. The toy line continued here until 1992, but of course, overseas it takes a lot of time. I mean, I think, what, the Middle East is just getting 80s music now, so yeah, it takes a long time to get overseas. So from 1995, that's how it ran, and that's what it looked like. I don't know, that looks like something that belongs in the art museum. Now, in 1984, I got the first TV, special, The Rescue of Midnight Castle. The second TV special was in 85, was Escape from Katrina, not related to Hurricane Katrina. 1986 was My Little Pony the movie. It was panned by critics and made $6 million at the box office, but it cost like 11 or 12 million to make, so they didn't even make half of what they produced out of it. Needless to say, My Little Pony and Friends. 65 episodes, although it was only about half that, because about 10 minutes of it was for My Little Pony, 10 of it was for commercials, and 10 of it was for the other Hasbro properties. So basically 30 minutes of commercials. So, but then again, it was the 80s, so everything was keen to sell you everything else. So, Generation 1.5. 1992, My Little Pony Tales. It lasted 26 episodes, ran on the Disney Channel, and basically the whole epitome of anthropomorphized ponies. They lived in Coltonville Ponyland, which took like 15 minutes to Google search and find. They went to school, they ran businesses. It's just back then, it's like, I think they were just spoiled by high definition. When you look back then, you're like, this was awesome, but now it's just like, this is crummy. This is like YouTube quality. In 2005, LP Season 1 was released on DVD, so you can still get it. It was released in DVD for Season 2 in 2006, and September of this year, middle of September next, you can find the complete series on DVD, just in case you want everything in one. Here's Generation 2. It ran from 97 to 2003. It was designed to be more true to life, though when you look at them, they have well, it looks like finishing nails through their eyes. That doesn't look very likely to me. They had jeweled eyes, turning heads. They were smaller. They're supposed to look more like real ponies than cartoon ponies. So like that? Yeah. The eyes don't look that real. Sorry.
She's quite good.
Yeah. But they're finishing nails. They were less successful than Generation, and they were discontinued in 1999 domestically, but for a few years they still continued. It got one game, an educational PC game, in 1998. PC education fail. There's no way I was going to get that. Generations 3 and 3.5, just because it's running a little long. From 03 to 09. At San Diego Comic-Con is probably where you're going to find most of the collector-themed G3 ponies, because they don't really sell them at like toy stores. Or eBay, again, will be your best bet to find anything. G3 had 11 direct-to-VHS movies because they weren't going to try their chance at TV or the theaters again, and Generation 3.5 had 1. But for a very good reason, you'll see. Once upon a My Little Pony time, 2 10-minute animated shorts. I only found one of those animated shorts. For some reason it was in Japanese with no subtitles, so I couldn't watch it anyway. But it only lasted for 20 minutes. I mean, 2 parts, obviously it could have been that successful. MLP Live, it was basically like MLP on ice. It was essentially Grease, a 90-minute musical act. It was released in 2008. You can still watch it on YouTube. It got 2 games, and they were both movie tie-in games. For the Game Boy Advance, we got Crystal Princess with the Runaway Rainbow, and for the DS, they got Pinkie Pie's Party and Another. But the difference about these ones, it was actually so tied into the movies that if you played the game, you basically, if you saw that before you watched the movie, you could basically tell what's going to happen in the movie, because it was basically playing through the movie. This is why it had 11, because this is what Rainbow Dash looked like. Pretty pony-like, and I mean the tattoo of her own name on her leg, more ego, that's so Rainbow Dash. And this is why they only got 1 for Generation 3.5. Yeah. I know Chippy stuff's supposed to be cute, but damn, like you. But that brings us to our generation. Is that thing playing? Hit spacebar, see what happens. Oh, that's strike 1. I don't know what's going on.
Well, that was interesting, to say the least. Quite informative, as well as got a lot of shout-outs, including Dusty, Animated James, as well as, believe it or not, the Power Ponies. That's nice. They're in the pool. And some interesting concept about the Fluffies. So right now I gotta hurry over to the Grand Ballroom for the next panel.
I'm counting on you for the next part now. And I play snails. Supposed to overly cheer. And I wrote and am directing the movie that we're shooting in September that you could all be extras in.
I'm Sam Vincent, and I play Flim, of the Flim Flam Brothers on My Little Pony. I'll sing the song later. I will. And I am helping produce Last Night in Suburbia, and we'll move on.
Hi, my name is Kazumi Evans. I sing for Rarity and Luna, and I'm the voice of the Dashio Dazzle in the upcoming movie Rainbow Rocks. And I'm going to be acting in this.
Yeah, you heard that right. Kazumi Evans of My Little Pony is starring in a movie. That's right. No, a bigger response would be wonderful. Please go. Yeah, you know what? That response would be fine if we were in New West, but we're in Richmond. A little louder, please. Go. That's good. Awesome. Very good. Very good. It's like spring break here.
Hi, my name is. Hello. Hi, my name is Claire Corlett.
Sweetie Belle!
And I'm the voice of Sweetie Belle on My Little Pony. Friendship is magic.
It totally works.
And I'm gonna be in this movie too. Yeah.
Yeah!
Hardwell. I play with My Little Pony dolls only. And I will also be in this movie film that we're making.
It's a movie film. That's
The movie film picture.
Are you going to be in color?
Most of it. All the colors of the rainbow dash.
I should know, but I...
Oh my gosh, I'm shaking a little bit here. I have a friend on the internet who was actually surprised that Andrew didn't mention that he voices Jawler from the Bionicle movie Mask of Light, and he was wondering if they were doing another Bionicle movie. This one based around the 2000 the Toa in I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Toa Inika sort of thing. Would you be
Pronounced last night in suburbia.
Anyway, if they were doing a movie where Jawler was becoming a Toa, Andrew, would you be interested in providing the voice again?
I would love to, yeah. Bionicle was an awesome project to work on. I remember when we got the parts, we actually, which you don't usually do, we did a read-through at the Wall Center in Vancouver. So this big building, beautiful room, and we went up there and did a read-through, and which never actually happens. And yeah, it was an awesome project to work on, and I'd be honored to work on it again. Yeah, for sure.
Also, I'm quite surprised that that the Corlettes are also here. So I will actually have two lines for two different actors. One, I want to show you over to say, Nix, we've been looking everywhere for you.
Say Nix?
Nix.
Nix. Nix! We've been looking everywhere for you.
That is why Andrew has a non-speaking role in the movie. Is that kind of depth and breadth that he brings to his roles.
Did you have another quote you needed from somebody?
For Claire.
Okay.
What was that?
Do we know the line?
Sorry, what was the quote that you want Claire to say?
Did you want her to say the same thing?
No.
Oh.
I'd like her in Sweet About to say, maybe we should have made it a little bit bigger.
Maybe we should have made that a little bit bigger.
Thank you. Glad you guys are back. And is it me, or do Claire and I have the exact same camera type?
Sorry?
Thank you. Glad you guys are back. And is it me, or do Claire and I have the exact same camera type?
Exact same camera type? You guys have the same camera?
I don't.
Oh, my camera. I have another camera. It looks like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's the same one, but it has the same format.
That's cool.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You saw that last clip correctly. Amazingly, the Corlettes literally snuck in at the last minute. Maybe next time they're announced as a guest, I'll give their autograph. I need the book for that.
This bar, made by Eric Rednor, he is the director. Julia Serduk here, storyboarder, and, well, so am I, but I put together the animatics as well.
That's so much work.
I've also been doing some animation and vector work as well. It's just, So, Journey Up the Spark has some pretty impressive voice actors. Some of them you might have heard of before. Like, sorry, I don't have a list. Like Meredith Sims.
Woo!
Who plays as Twilight Sparkle and Fluttershy. She was also on Double Rainbow as well. We've got Madeline Robinson as Rarity. Emily Koch as Rainbow Dash. We got Marisha Lotic as Applejack. Amanda Gonzalez as Pinkie Pie.
Lots of talented people.
Yes. Have you guys heard of a guy called, what's his name? Reagan Murdoch.
Yeah!
He's our Discord.
He sounds just like John Delancey, by the way.
Yes.
Technical problems.
Short people problems.
I'm fine. So we got some exclusive stuff to show you. How many of you have seen Journey at the Spark before, like any previews or anything?
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Did you see any of the exclusives at BronyCan? Okay, nobody.
Well, we have a few exclusives.
So we have some things to show you, obviously works in progress. We have a first 10 minutes of the film in animatic form. And some animation. Everything's still a work in progress, so keep that in mind. So without further ado...
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's what I drew when I was bored.
Yeah, pretty much that part is going to be in there at some point. I don't know what's with the crystals. They exist. This is just practice for people.
Number one, I've noticed that a few of the voices actually sound kind of like scratch voices, because I'm pretty sure none of the...
Scene 4 is mostly scratch voices right now.
And secondly, if you can pass this on to Reagan Murdoch, or probably can't, I don't know, but did you have a hard time doing the country accent?
From what I heard, he was busting out laughing by the end of that scene.
Oh.
He had so much fun making it. Apparently, they had to take a 10-minute break between some of the scenes because he was just so good.
Someone on the team actually made a T-shirt based off What Have You Done with Twilight, which had the entire team cracking up on the weird scrambled eggs thing.
All in all, so far it's been a really fun experience working on the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the red.
I have noticed that the song actually shares the title with the... does it share the title with the season 3 finale song, or is it something? Or is it going to be titled something different?
What was the season 3 finale again? Oh yeah, where she gets her wings.
The entire fandom cried out at once and then was silenced.
Thanks, M.A. Larson.
Yes, thank you, M.A. Larson. But I guess you could say it was sort of like that. But it's longer.
Yeah.
But it has a completely different meaning. It's not about her changing her friends around. It's about her friends.
This song is supposed to be very, very sad. Except it doesn't come across as sad because his voice is fabulous.
Once Meredith sings it, then you'll know the full emotional impact.
Yeah. It's why it's called a scratch track.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was rather interesting to sit through at least 2 scenes of a song. 2 songs. Well, 3 scenes. Well, the first 10 minutes, 2 scenes and 3 songs. Or 2 songs. Really have to get straight today. I also saw Dawn DeVore was in the room, so yeah, there's a good idea. Yeah, there's a good chance he might be watching that one. So yeah, might ask him tomorrow, but hopefully he'll be as satisfied with the final product as hopefully I will be. So yeah, I wish the team good luck. Let's see, it's approaching about 8:30. Unfortunately, I'm not much in the mood to dance tonight, but hopefully attendees watching this will probably say they have a lot of fun. I think that I'm more focused on something I need to do on the laptop. So I guess that pretty much wraps up the second day. So see you day 3.